Hello everyone and welcome back to Animation Pilgrimage. I'm Sean.
I'm Tennille.
And today we are looking at the next film in Animation Pilgrimage, the show where we take a look at every single theatrically released animated film in chronological order.
Did you not start with that? Oh,
no,
my
I
goodness,
didn't.
My brain.
No, I was like, wait, I forgot that part.
I missed the most important part. If you don't say it at the front of every single episode, how will people know? They still don't know, even though we say it every single episode.
I know, it's the thing, it's like we say it every single episode and people are still like, wait, what movies are you gonna watch?
Can you watch this movie that's a live action film?
Can you watch this movie that's from 2008? Can you watch this television show? No.
No.
We're doing them in order.
I like to just leave it at no.
What part
Anyway,
of what we said do you not understand?
Today, we're watching The Super VIPs, the Super VIPs from 1998, directed by Bruno...
Sorry, what did you just say?
1968, I'm sorry.
We're doing them in order, don't skip ahead 30 years.
I'm sorry.
Bruno Bozzetto, yes, from Italy.
Yeah, who has directed movies we've seen in the past, a movie of his that we've seen before, that came out before this one, was in 65, Weston Soda.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And then he made this film, and we've also, of course, seen some Mr. Rossi, and we've seen Allegro.
Allegro non troppo.
Allegro non troppo.
Yeah. So this guy has done a lot of animation. This is like his second one.
And it's been a mixed bag on how we felt on his work.
Some of it's good, some of it's bad, some of it is mixed.
Mm-hmm. And I would definitely say that this one is a little mixed for me, leaning more towards bad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's a bad movie for the time that it came out, but there have been so many superhero parody movies. This one really, it's dated and not in a great way. Like, It's got really dated jokes. It's kind of preachy and preachy in a really uncomfortable way. We'll get to that. And then, then there's just some racist stuff in there that I really, really don't like.
Mm-hmm. How about we do a plot synopsis?
Yes.
I'm going to go through this at a relatively quick pace, and then we'll get to, talking about specific parts.
Please, take it away.
Superman, a.k.a. Super VIP, has a non-super brother, Mini VIP.
Oh, by the way, this movie starts off with some hardcore eugenics.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Uh-huh.
Mini VIP feels bad about not being very super, because he's fairly average. So he goes on a cruise to forget about it, and he falls overboard with a furry lady that runs around in a lion suit. They end up on an island which is actually owned by the owner of Walmart, aka Happy Betty, and she is exploiting the local Asian people for cheap labor. Also, she's making...
free labor. They're just slaves.
Yeah, they're just slaves. Also, she's making brainwashing missiles to make everyone buy from only Happy Betty. It's a little missile that flies into your head and then it just takes over your mind. It's a little weird. Super VIP and Mini VIP work together and save the day, and they both get a girlfriend on their quote-unquote social level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
that's a plot synopsis.
They destroy the rocket, save the day, and
all the bad guys have the missiles in their heads, and now they're brainwashed idiots for all of time, I guess.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah. So obviously...
There's some really bad stuff here.
Well, okay, so on one hand, this movie's obviously trying to make a commentary of, like, how bad all this stuff is, especially consumerism and stuff, and it's showing, like, I feel like it's pretty safe to say, like, it's poking directly at America for, like, the commercialism and the way we exploit labor and all of that stuff. But it shows all of these bad things without really critiquing it.
Like, they show it and it's all like, oh, this is obviously bad, but none of the heroes feel bad about it, which means it's just a joke. And also okay, so the biggest problem is the exploited Asian people that are just forced into labor, and like there's a whole...
Oh, by the way, this movie wasn't able to be shown in Japan. Like, they didn't export it to Japan.
Wow.
I wonder why. Yeah.
It's just like a 5-10 minute montage of them just being exploited in terrible ways. Like, if they go to the bathroom for too long, they might just get zapped and killed. If they get a single piece of rice to eat, they have entertainment for like 5 seconds to go to sleep. They just get bonked on the head for 5 minutes and then they're woken back up to continue working. And like, it's just constantly terrible. Oh. And then the worst part is they're still framed as villains by the bad guy, like by everyone in the movie.
Right.
Like the good guys have to beat them up and they're an obstacle to get rid of, as compared to a group of people that need to be saved from the bad guys because they're obviously in a terrible situation.
Yeah, it's like, on one hand, this is obviously a critique of this horrible system, but on the other hand, it's also like, haha, look, we beat up the Asian characters, aren't they silly? And it's like, you can't have your cake and eat it too, man.
You can't do both, and you're doing both, and it feels really bad.
Yeah, and because we always get some person commenting on these episodes
like, a different time.
It was a different time. No. Specifically looking up stuff for this episode, having this content in here was already problematic for the time period it came out. So you can miss me with that BS. They didn't want to port this over to America until they decided to turn the Asian character skins green. And then they're like, well, I guess that's okay now. And I'm like, fuck off.
Yeah, it's, that part's really bad. Also, the good guys are into eugenics.
Yeah. There's a part at the beginning of the movie where they're just like, some people are super VIPs, super VIPs, very important people.
And so their
people
gene line are just
not
really good and important. So they have to just keep inbreeding because they're good and powerful.
No, they have to find a hot wife who's also like a super...
damsel.
A super damsel, essentially. And procreate.
Yeah.
And then, but this one time... this super VIP married an average girl. And so that's why there's the big brother super VIP and the mini VIP who's not super, and like,
yeah.
Wow.
That's not cool.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the movie, super VIP ends up with the furry girl who is hot and sexy underneath. And mini VIP gets a small nerdy girl who looks similar to him except female. So they're all happy. It's not cool.
Oh, if only you could hear me roll my eyes. Yeah. This film got critical and commercial success when it came out. And yeah, I would just say that, this really is just a hard pass because, like I said, it's very outdated. The stuff that's in it is questionable at best, deplorable at worst. And then, like, some of, Bozzetto's work before, like Weston Soda, and his work after is better than this. So
absolutely.
I would definitely recommend checking out Weston Soda or Allegro Non Troppo before checking this one out.
Yeah.
This is not the best that this director has to offer, and it's just not that great.
You were mentioning, like, it's a hard pass for you. I think it's mostly a hard pass for me as well. Like, there are a couple of okay jokes in here, but like you were saying, there are a million superhero parodies now that have done these same jokes except better.
Yeah.
And then the other parts are problematic. So yeah, probably just skip it. So like even the okay parts are not even that interesting.
The hot girl being a furry was a twist I didn't see coming, but because they play her off as though she's just a male lion for like a really long time, and then all of a sudden she pops the head off, and it's like, "Hi, I'm a hot girl," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
I will say thank you to Toa of Toast for finding this movie for us. Without you, we weren't able to find this, and we have watched it and experienced another Bruno Bozzetto film. So that was neat. Which,
speaking of that, we're going to be experiencing another Bruno Bozzetto film next time.
Next time.
Because next time we have the first Mr. Rossi film to see. We've technically already seen the second?
Yep, we've seen the second of the 3 Rossi films. But we're going to watch the first one. Mr. Rossi Looks for Happiness. So see you guys then.
He finds it.
Yeah.
See you then.
What is called rational, comprehensive. What is called almost always defensive.